What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Sandy, and I'm actually here to give you a couple of things. One is I wanted to talk to you guys about my new hairstyle and my new hair, and give you some insight as to the type of hair that I use, the colors that I have in my head, the technique that was used to actually do this hairstyle. And I'm also doing the last part of my Maybelline Fit Me review. I actually started doing the review in my last makeup haul, and if you guys haven't checked out that video yet, you can check it out right here. Okay, and I was actually wearing Maybelline Fit Me in that video. That was the first time I'd actually put it on. It was actually part of the haul as well, and I've been wearing it periodically over the last little while so that I can give you guys a true review as to, I guess, my opinion and my thoughts on Maybelline Fit Me as well. So anyway, I know there's a ton of reviews out there on Maybelline Fit Me, and they're varied all over the place. I know a lot of people have been talking about oily versus dry to normal skin and that kind of thing with Maybelline Fit Me. So I'm going to give you my insight and my point of view. It's not going to be super duper in depth. There's only so much you can talk about that particular makeup without beating it a little too much, hitting it a little too hard. So since there's so many reviews, I at least want to give you guys my opinion, and we'll go from there. So we'll get started with my hair first, and then we'll go into the Maybelline Fit Me, okay? Alright, so hair. Alright, as you guys can see, totally different hairstyle. Of course, I'm back to my long hair, and as you guys probably already figured out, I absolutely love long hair. And I actually changed my hair color a little bit, and the style itself, obviously. And so I'll give you guys the colors, let you guys know what kind of hair I have in my head and all that good stuff too. Okay, so hopefully you guys like the hair. It's actually, I've got bangs in the front, and it's just a long, straight cut, very blunt. A very blunt cut on the bottom, as you guys can see. It was actually longer than this. This is actually 18 in the bags of hair that I have in my head. When I got the hair and I put it in my head, I didn't cut it. And usually I don't when I go for 18. I usually kind of just leave the ends long and that kind of thing. But with these bags in particular, this one time, they were super duper long. They were probably about 2 inches longer than this. So when you guys saw my last video, my jewelry haul video, I had my hair in pigtails because my hair was so ridiculously long, I couldn't take it. So I put it in pigtails just for the temporary, for that time, you know, so that I could get it cut. So 2 days later, I actually did get it cut. So I got about 2 inches cut off. It was ridiculously long. I don't know what happened, but the bags were super long this time. So anyway, this is actually an 18. I actually did a blunt cut on the bottom of the hair and just bangs. Now the bangs are a little longer than I would normally wear them, and I did that intentionally because, as you guys know, I do wear my hair a little longer for a longer period of time than probably most people do. I will usually have my hair in my head for about at least 3 months at least. So as my hair grows back in the front, I like to start with my bangs a little longer up front so that as it grows back, it kind of goes to its normal length, if that makes any sense. And it takes a little longer for it to grow out, where it would be almost too short, okay? And as time goes and the hair grows back a little bit, I actually add pieces. We just glue in a couple pieces just to kind of elongate the bang so that it looks fresh, it looks new, it doesn't look grown out, because all the rest of this will stay pretty much the same. I don't mess with this part of the hair throughout those 3 months. But I will put a couple pieces up front just so it looks a little fresher. I can elongate my bang as it grows out a little bit, and so I can keep my hair a little longer. So that's kind of my little secret that I do with my hairstyles typically, because like I said, I wear them for a while. Another thing, the type of hair that I have in my head, now you guys know I love me some Saga hair, okay? The last time I had hair, it was my hairstyle, it was Saga. This time, it was Saga Gold last time. This time I went for Saga Platinum, okay? And it's the Saga Remy Yaki Platinum hair, okay? Now I don't have the actual cartridge package for this, the package itself. We must have pitched it on accident, but this is basically what the packaging looks like, except it's instead of gold, it's actually platinum. It's a silver color, okay? So I'm just giving that to you guys so you guys can see it. But this is the actual one from my last time, the last hairstyle that I had, okay? And it's, like I said, it's Saga Platinum Remy Yaki, okay? Now, the reason why I went for the platinum this time, I actually prefer the gold, and I know the platinum is actually a better grade of hair. I prefer the gold. That's just been my experience. The only reason why I went for platinum this time was because of the fact that they have more of a variety of colors in the platinum. They do have a lot of, they have a huge variety of color combinations, so they'll do like a 2 and a 30 and a 4 and a, you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll have a good mixture. And I actually do have a sample of that with me, so I'll show that to you too. So this is actually the bag. I just didn't have the actual cardboard part of this bag in there, so I'm just showing you this part. Anyway, this is actually, I have 3 different colors, or 2 different sets of colors in my head. A color combination of 4 and 30. Okay, and that's the lighter portion of the hair. And I have a number 2, and number 2 is actually my natural shade, okay, of my own hair. So anyway, let me show you this. This is actually the color combination. You guys pretty much know what a number 2 looks like. So I'm just going to show you guys the color combination in the 4 and the 30. Okay, and I just wanted to put some slight highlights in my hair for this, and so this is the highlight that I chose to put in my hair. Okay. Okay, and I will show you a picture of it right here. Okay, so that is actually the color, the lighter color that I have in my head. It's a combination of 4 and 30. Okay, and that's that right there. Okay, and again, it's platinum, and like I said, platinum has a variety of different color combinations, and that's pretty much why I chose to go platinum. Otherwise, I would have gone gold. Platinum is more expensive, definitely more expensive. Okay, so I should let you guys know that. Now, I actually have pretty much close to 3 bags of hair in my head. Okay, now I know you guys are going to be like, damn, that is ridiculous. I like my hair a little thicker, I like my hair long, and I like my hair thick, and that's just kind of my preference. And the longer your hair is when you buy the bags, the thinner the actual bags of hair are. So we first started out with 2 bags. I kind of came with the 2 bags when I went to my stylist, hoping it would work just fine, and it turned out to be really, really thin. Or at least in my book, it was really, really thin, so I went and picked up another bag, and we just kind of threw a couple more pieces. I probably needed about 4 more tracks, just to kind of give it that fullness that I like in my hair. Okay, so I'm just giving you that as a heads up. So anyway, just so you guys know how much it costs for the hair itself, at my beauty supply house, it was $107.99. Now, he actually gave it to me for $99.99 each bag. Okay, so I'm not going to even lie to you. It is not cheap at all. So I spent damn near $300 on the hair. Okay, now I have not tried any of the Indian hair that I know everyone's talking about, and I'm actually debating on doing that too. So I will be doing that at some point. I just haven't gotten around to even looking at trying to purchase that type of hair. But if I'm looking for something, a type of hair that will last in my head for a while and it's worth the money, to me, the Saga's great. It is expensive, but I really don't go to the salon in between hairstyles. I do my hair at home, and I do actually have a video of how I maintain and take care of my hair, and I'll put that right here for you guys. Okay, and that is actually a video showing you guys how I wash my hair when my edges need to be laid down or they need to be permed. It also shows you that. It shows you the products that I use in my head. It shows you the technique that I use to get my hair looking back up to snuff after it's been washed and that kind of thing. So definitely check that out. I'll also put that link in the description box as well. But again, I only go to get my hair done when I go to the salon. I very rarely go to the salon. So that's why when I'm going to go hard in the paint. I'm going to rock out something that I know is going to last me a while, and that's going to be able to take multiple washes. So that's been my experience. I take care of my hair in between hairstyles at home. Okay, so just so you guys know. Anyway, so I have 3 bags of this hair in my head. It's a mixture of the number 2 and then the color combination 430, and that's what I have in my head right now. So I will go a little closer for you guys so you guys can see it. But as you guys see, it's just really, it's just flowy and just, I just love it. This is definitely one of my favorite hair types of hair that I use. I actually have used Goddess in the past as well. I just haven't used it since I've been on YouTube. One of these days I will probably talk to you guys about Goddess, and I probably will use it at some point too. Goddess is also a great grade of hair as well, and I've had great experiences with that. I just like the color combinations that are in the Saga Platinum, so that's why I went with that. I apologize, my voice is a little raspy. Still trying to get over this whole thing. And of course, my birthday weekend happened, and so I kind of was yelling, and we were having a ball. Anyway, so lost my voice. Anyway, so, or losing it, or whatever. So, they're actually just braided around. Okay, and what they do is basically just put the hair around and just keep sewing the hair in around and around until they get to the top. And then once they get to the top, I don't have a closure on top. They actually make a closure. And let me show you what they do. Now, I'm not a stylist, but I can show you or mimic a little bit of what they do. Okay, so let's say this is the hair. They will literally, there will be like a little hole right here at the very top of my head. Okay, and what they'll do is basically take the hair, fold it up. Keep in mind, this is a little bit bigger than what they would use as a piece of hair. I'm just giving you an example. And they'll roll it up, pretty much roll it up, and this is really sloppy, but they'll kind of roll it up into a little ball like that, okay? And they will literally place it at the very top of my head and then spread the hair out over it, if that makes sense. Okay? And then from there, they pretty much sew it in. They just kind of sew it in like this. And then they'll put a little glue at the very bottom of it and then stick it in and then put the, so I don't have a closure, an actual closure. I do know that some brands of hair do have closures that you can use for the top of your head. I don't. They just do a makeshift closure, but it works out very well. It stays put, which is great. I've not had any problems with it coming undone or anything because they actually sew it within the hair, and they also glue the very bottom of it. So that's basically what they use for the closure up top. Okay? Just so hopefully you guys can see that as well. Okay? And like I said, I just wanted to do something a little different. I get very, very bored with my hair. So if I'm not changing my hairstyle, I'm changing the color of my hair. So I wanted to go a little lighter because the spring and the summer I wanted to do something a little fun and girly, and that's what I did, and I love it. It's different. Now when I get my hair lighter like this, or when I go a little lighter, I do have to change my hair, my makeup a bit, so that always takes a little bit of adjusting. That's always been the case. I also feel like when I change my hair color, I gotta change the types of clothes I wear, the colors. I know that's weird, but I do. I have a tendency to wear more neutral tones when I have my hair a little lighter. As far as my makeup's concerned, I do a lot of nudes in the spring and the summer when I go lighter with the hair. You won't really see me with a lot of dark, deep colors as far as lip glosses or lipsticks are concerned. And as far as the colors of my clothes, I'm a lot, when I say I'm not neutral per se, but I don't go really dark as far as clothes are concerned, because I feel like the hair being as light as it does will wash me out if I wear something a little too dark, if that makes sense. I do wear black and that kind of thing, but I will vary up my outfits and the colors of my clothes based on my hair. I know that sounds weird, but it is what I do. So, anyway, if you have any questions on any of this, feel free to leave those comments down below. Like I said, definitely check out the video on how I maintain my hair as far as washing it in between hairstyles. I do wash my hair, this hair, every 2 weeks unless I've gone hard in the paint as far as working out is concerned, and then I wash it because I know after a while it will get, greasy. It'll kind of, be weighed down a little bit. I do not put any products in my hair whatsoever. I don't use hairspray. I don't put any sheens or glosses in it. I don't use grease in my hair. I keep my hair in its natural shape, okay, in its natural state. I do nothing else to the hair. So everything I do is literally just a flat iron, and I will use a brush, and that's it. So if I do have to wash my hair, it's usually because I've been sweating or it's just dirty just from in the environment or whatever. But other than that, I do not weigh my hair down with product. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what else. That's about it. That's all I can really think of. If there's any questions you guys have, of course, I'm happy to answer them. Leave those comments down below. And like I said, those links for the video will be down below as well. So I'll put that in the description box as well, so you guys can check that out as well. And I guess that's about it. We can go into the Maybelline Fit Me now. So let's get started with that. Okay, so let's get started with my review of Maybelline Fit Me. Okay, so just so you guys know, the color that I actually wore, or actually picked out, is 355, and that's 355 right here. Okay, and I also actually checked out the pressed powder as well, and that's what it looks like. It's actually in color 355 as well. Okay. And that's actually what the color itself looks like. Okay, and that's actually the pressed powder. Now, I actually have it on my face right now, if you guys are wondering. I'm actually wearing both the foundation as well as the powder on my face. And I wanted you guys to actually see what it looks like. And I'll actually show you a picture of the whole face right here. Okay, so that's me with the Maybelline Fit Me foundation on as well as the pressed powder. And again, this is the 355. It is the darkest color, or the darkest shade they have. And when I went to the store, I actually got this at, I believe, Target. When I went to the store, I actually did not even try to match it to my skin tone. I could pretty much look at it and tell this is probably the one that was closest to my skin tone that I could get. The one thing I can tell you automatically right off the bat about this foundation is this is the deepest color that they have. And for those of you guys who've been kind of watching my videos, if you don't know this, I'm actually an NW45 in MAC. So this is basically the darkest shade they have. If you are any darker than me, if you're an NW50 or whatever the case, you're not going to be able to find a foundation that matches your skin at all in the Maybelline Fit Me. So I can tell you that sucks. Okay, so they stop right at this color. And another thing I could tell you is this is actually more of a winter shade for me if I had to pick a color, because during the spring and the summer I actually start to head into the NW50, so I do actually wear NW50 in MAC in the spring and the summer, especially in the summer, because I do get darker in the summertime. And so this will not look good on me here in another month or so. Okay, so, and I've already gotten a little darker since I've been sitting outside just hanging out with friends, since the weather's changed out here. So soon this will not match my skin at all. Okay, so I can tell you that this is the deepest shade. So if you're any darker than NW45 or any darker than me in general, you're not going to find a shade that matches at all in this skin, in this line. Okay, so just to give you that heads up. Another thing I can tell you about this, the one thing I can say about this, I don't really have a major problem with it, to be honest. It is a drugstore foundation. It is a drugstore makeup. So I already knew not to have the highest expectations of this makeup. I think people were just kind of just like, oh my God, Maybelline Fit Me, like there's been such a big debate on this foundation. My personal opinion is, look, it's a drugstore makeup, so, and it's very inexpensive. I think it's like $6 and some change a bottle. I'll put the pricing down below if I'm not correct, but I'll put it in the description box as well. There's only so much you can expect from a foundation that is that inexpensive. I normally wear Makeup Forever HD's liquid foundation. I love, 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 love that foundation. I do wear Studio Tech as well. So I do use that. I do use liquid foundations from MAC as well. So I've had experience playing around with different liquid foundations. Again, those are higher end shades. They're a lot more expensive than you'd probably pay for this. So in my opinion, it's kind of like, okay, I don't know that you should have super duper high expectations trying to try this out, because in the grand scheme, it is drugstore makeup. I mean, there's only so much it's going to do for you at the price that you're paying for it. Okay, so if that makes any sense, for the price, I think it's worth it. I know there's been kind of a debate on YouTube as to whether it's even worth it or not. $6 or $5 or whatever it is, I mean, it does what it's supposed to do. I'm wearing it right now, you know, and I can say it's not a long use foundation. For me, the one thing that I did pay attention to is how long I could rock it out before I felt like I had to touch up my pressed powder, before I had to, before I started to see that it settled in lines and creases. This is not necessarily a foundation I would recommend to those who want to wear it for prolonged use. When I say that, I mean from morning till night, or if you're wearing it all day. The one thing I didn't like about it that I can say off tops is that it does settle into lines. And you may not be able to see this very much, and I'll try to come close so you guys can see it. I have lines right here by my, I have like laugh lines, okay, and it does settle in the laugh lines that are on my face, I can tell you that, and I don't really have that experience with other foundations. Another thing is that I do have lines under my eyes here, okay, and it does settle into those lines too. It doesn't settle right away, but it will after a while, and so you kind of almost feel like you have to touch up with the pressed powder a little bit. Not with the foundation, I've just been touching up with the pressed powder, and it's done okay, but again, it does settle into lines on your face. I can tell you that. That's probably the one thing I did not like about it, because you do notice it after a while. So I would not say it's prolonged use. I would say a couple of hours for sure if you're going out at night or something like that. You're looking for a more inexpensive alternative for your foundation and you need something for a quick fix. Definitely say it's definitely a good foundation. As far as coverage is concerned, and you guys know I do have issues with hyperpigmentation. I've said it in previous videos before. I found it's not heavy coverage, but it does cover. I know there's people that are saying it doesn't cover anything. It does. In my experience, it has. I use a foundation brush and I just put it on my face. As you can see, you don't see any darkness on my face whatsoever. And I found that it's medium coverage. When I say that, I mean it's not. I wouldn't say it's a full coverage foundation, but it's not super duper light. It will cover up some light blemishes. If you have really super dark blemishes, I would say this is probably not the best coverage foundation for you, but it does what it's supposed to do. Again, it is drugstore makeup, y'all. There's only so much you can expect from this thing. So if you're looking for something that's inexpensive, it's a good little quick fix. It's something you can wear for just a few hours real quick. If you're not really trying to spend a ton of money on foundation, I would say it's definitely a good buy. The other thing I would definitely say, For people that have oily skin, I wouldn't recommend this either. I have normal to dry skin. I have pretty much more normal than I have dry skin. My friends that have tried this out that have oily skin don't have the best experience with it. It will just be even more oily. Your face will become even more oily. So for those who have oily skin, I would not recommend this. This is certainly not for you at all, okay? You will feel like you will need to be matting that stuff down like crazy. And I have no primer underneath this foundation. And every time I wore it, I made sure I didn't wear any primer, because not everyone wears primer. So I really wanted to make sure that I was going to give you a good review on the product based on it being worn as most people would wear it. Not everyone has the money for primer or whatever. Not everyone wears primer, so I wanted to make sure I was rocking it out the way that most people would probably rock it out, okay? So anyway, that's my review on the Maybelline Fit Me. I think it's a good buy for drugstore foundation. Another thing I would actually say about this too that I wasn't a fan of as well is the fact that it's a little bit more, it has yellow undertones in this color. I have red undertones. It may not look like that on camera, but my skin is actually more of a reddish undertone on my face. And I am varied all throughout my body as far as my color is concerned, but on my face and my neck primarily are reddish undertones. So I feel like it washes me out a little bit. So I feel like I do have to put a little bit of blush on, which I always put on anyway. So I do put on a little blush, and it kind of gives me that little color a little bit that I need. But like in HD Makeup Forever's liquid foundation, it has a little bit of that reddish undertone that I like, so it kind of gives me that little glow that I like. This does not give you any kind of glow whatsoever. I will tell you that. You're not going to get a glow out of this. It is very, how do I say, it's just very blah as far as the color is concerned. Now, it's going to sound like I'm being very negative. I'm just I'm kind of comparing it also to some of the things that I've worn in the past. And like I said, I've worn this and I've been fine with it. It's not necessarily the one brand that I would for sure use on a continuous basis, but it does what it's supposed to do. It's a good, inexpensive makeup. If you're not looking for something that's really expensive, this is it's a great thing to use. And again, there's always going to be something that you're not going to like about drugstore makeup, because I mean you're not paying very much for it, so you can't expect it to just get you're not going to get a flawless face rocking out most drugstore makeup. That's just been my experience. So anyway, hopefully I helped you guys out. If you guys have any questions on this, feel free to put those questions down below, and hopefully you guys got a good look at what the makeup looks like on my face. And I know people are going to ask me what I have on my face as far as my lip gloss and that kind of thing, and I always like to make sure lately to kind of throw that in my videos. So I do have blush on. It's very light blush. It is a MAC blush, okay, and it is Peach Twist, and that's what it looks like, okay. And I have mascara on, which you probably won't be able to see because honestly my bangs are really long. But I have the Zoom Fast Black Lash from MAC as well. Okay. I have a brown lip liner, and it's actually a liner, eyeliner, brown eyeliner, and this is on my lips. And I actually got this from Hot Look. I just recently got this, and I will be including this in a haul video here shortly. But I'm rocking out Rockin' Republic's lip gloss, and this is actually in Trainwreck, okay? And it's just a really pretty, very neutral tone, real glossy, cute neutral tone. Okay, so that's what I have on my lips. When I usually, like I said, when I wear my hair this color, I go any lighter. I usually do a lot more nudes or very neutral colors, more so than I do the deep reds and that kind of thing, although I do it every once in a while. So anyway, I guess that's about it, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the birthday wishes. I can't tell you how much that meant to me. It meant to the world to me, okay? On Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, you guys are freaking amazing. Thank you so much for all the birthday wishes. Happy birthday to everyone that's celebrating Aries birthdays or April birthdays this month. Happy birthday to all of you guys. I hope you guys rock out and have an amazing time. As always, follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/SocialiteSandy, and of course friend me on Facebook, facebook.com/TheSocialiteLife. Love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.